Good afternoon to everybody tuning to 90.7 Umkat FM. Welcome to Sports Talk Arena, and of course hosted by me, Timothy. I'm not alone in studio. We have joined by a man, Fly Emirates, Arsenal fan, one and only Jeremiah. Jeremiah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. It was a nice day yesterday as we came in today. As we saw Liverpool exit, the former champions exit.
They walked alone.
They used it.
They usually have that thing that we never walk alone.
Actually,
but trust me, yesterday it was a lone walk.
Actually, they walked together with their fans and
they headed back home. Out of European football.
Yeah, out of European football.
And of course, to my left, I'm joined by Martin, who was resurrected.
I haven't died, Timothy.
You have resurrected? You disappeared.
Maybe our listeners will excuse me for my voice. I have a little bit of flu, but I'm good to go.
So, Martin, kickstarting local stories. A story coming in that the coach of Sport United is pleased with the signing of Uganda's midfielder, former Vipers midfielder, of course, one and only Moses Waiswa Ndondi.
I didn't know about that.
You've been informed now.
But about that issue, the club, I think this club trusted Waiswa a long time ago because they signed him like he was injured.
They
African players when they're in that age is about 24, 25, around that age. He was signed 3 months prior to his healing, and it's rare in Africa where you get clubs signing you and giving you a contract before you even play a single game, but they know you're going to take some time before you get to play for them.
Yeah.
So before even the coach said this, it was everywhere. It was a public secret. The club has a lot of trust in him, and he originates from this fine background of the Aspire Football Dreams Academy. If you know about that Qatar project, he is one of those players. I think one of the few Ugandans that have benefited from this project.
Jeremiah.
Yes.
What do you make of so far he has played a few games in Super Sport, and but the coach is heaping up praise on him already. What do you make of this?
Yeah, if one had a look at Waisa's debut and with the his debut was just massive down there in
I think it was against Maritzburg United.
Yeah, Maritzburg United, and he was anchoring that midfield really well. With a few comments their coach was trying to put out, he was trying to say he's intelligent and creative, though he had to be given time because he's not yet there to the full fitness. But being called up to the national team and the coach we have here, Johnny McKinstry, and what he's trying to put out there, the playing style he wants all these players to play in, you can really see Waiswa fitting in there, and Waiswa has been a determined boy down since he started down there in KJT before he went out to Sweden. He's quite impressive, and I would also hype some praise in there for him because he's determined. Coming from that injury he had just back there, it was quite a setback.
Yeah, because also the point was to play in AFCON.
Yeah, it did enable him play in the AFCON. But well, if he's good and he's ready to go, yeah, that's good for his career at the moment.
I even wonder sometimes, even if he was fully fit during the time of AFCON, his not only fitness but also his form wasn't the best.
He had picked up. He had started struggling a little at Vipers.
Yeah.
He was not delivering as he was.
After that Tanzania game, he didn't show up for Ukrainians.
But of course, when you talk about Waiswa, he's one of those midfielders that you really want to have in your team. Exceptional passing.
He's fast.
The vision is quick, and a little bit of skillful.
Yeah,
it's an absolute player that you wish to have.
He's the player that could fit into McKinstry's system and form of play.
Yeah.
Breaking the defense with those single passes. He's very capable of doing that.
Yes.
Yes, of course, that is the story that we had coming from Moses White. So we only wish him the best at the Absa Premiership. But one funny thing is about the Absa Premiership. Most of our players that go there seem to end their career there.
Are you trying to go
Except
into
a few.
retirement home?
Except a few. I
Not
think
all
it
of
was
them.
Alan Katrega who has moved out in the Middle East, and of course maybe Dennis Obua.
Well,
I mean, rather David
Alan
Obua.
had his own issues with the club.
David Obua who went to Scotland and
With-
and shined with Hearts.
Don't forget the likes of Alex Kakuba.
Yo,
He is
actually
King
even-
David. He is King David in
Yeah.
Cape Town.
And of course, I'm putting that aside with moving further on with our stories coming in as they do roll in. News coming in that CAF is determined to not to call off the 2020 CHAN tournament. Now, this comes as a result of the world epidemic, the widely spreading coronavirus that is eating up already in Europe, or a section of Europe from China. It has spread to Europe, and before you realize, cases are being reported here in Africa. But CAF comes out to say that they're determined not to call off. Martin, what do you make of the CAF's decision to stay strong that they must hold on CHAN tournament?
Yeah, first, I'm not surprised. This is what I would expect from typical Africans.
Why? Why do you say typical African?
No, I mean, Africans are very determined, and being the CAF that we all know from the sponsors that have paid and all, the tournament has to go on. But you're looking at a case where Cameroon has already confirmed someone with coronavirus within the country's boundaries, and in Africa we have very few countries that can jump in and host a tournament at any time.
Maybe talk about likes of Morocco.
Yes,
talk
Morocco,
about,
but
I think the Maghreb can. Any of the countries from the Maghreb have the facility to host, and maybe South Africa.
not exactly all of them. I think it's Morocco.
Egypt have.
Maybe Egypt. But
Algeria have facilities.
the one we can hold on to is South Africa.
Yeah.
Now, problem is
That has always been
South
saving
Africa,
us.
South Africa already has a confirmed case of coronavirus, so I don't think it would go in. Even as a country, South Africa can't ask CAF for the CHAN tournament.
Yeah. Now, Jeremiah,
Yeah.
talking about CHAN tournament.
Yes.
This you can call it it's African Cup for locally based players.
Yeah.
Now with the widely spreading epidemic, the coronavirus,
Yes.
the infectious disease, what do you make of it? If this continues further, what effect will it have on the CHAN tournament, and to be specific on these players that are eager to make a mark for themselves, a name for themselves on global football?
Yeah, if it gets onto them, it will be a big disaster, and we would have a very big difficulty in trying to stop it. But according to the World Health Organization, it considered it to be a low risk, because they were looking through the blood of the Africans, and it was kind of resistant to them. Yeah, that's what the World Health Organization was saying, and the forms of the people who are getting the coronavirus in Africa don't look to have been in Africa for a long time, because in Africa we have gotten around 3 cases, one in South Africa, one in Cameroon, and another in Ivory Coast. But the one in Ivory Coast is a German Ivorian, and and it doesn't look to be from here. But anyway, in there I don't see any problem with CAF saying it's okay to proceed, because if they believe that they have the preventive measures to stop it further, then
Now that
the tournament can go on.
Actually,
if the more developed countries are saying
Martin,
it's
actually, CAF already dispatched a medical team,
Yes.
to try and encounter and make sure that this tournament goes on.
But the problem here is hosting a tournament. We might get to only count maybe it's a contingent of about 35 people, including the players and maybe the technical team, doctors and officials. But aside of that, there are fans who come with their teams, so you will have a very huge number of people. entering the country, and you don't know what measures are we going to take.
In fact,
Prevention, because some of these funds come from outside Africa, because they're the ones who can afford.
Majority.
Yeah, majority of
And
them.
maybe a few locals.
And you can't resist. There are also people that come from Europe. Besides China, Europe has been most hit by this virus.
Yeah,
but
We
Italy
will
has
be
really
having
been
players, agents, and all coming in.
yeah, with cases of around, I think now it's about 15 European countries in there.
Eaten up
Yeah.
already by the virus.
Yeah, with
and
the likes of
one
Belarus,
thing I wouldn't
Sweden.
want to be seen is
And
us playing any tournament without fans in stadiums. If you saw if you saw Jurgen Klopp's
Oh.
comments, he was saying it's not okay for us to play without fans. What message are we sending if we are saying it's okay for the players to have contact? The players are also humans. Are we having any concern about the players' lives? Do we consider that, or we just consider fans? We just take care of fans' well-being. Yet the players bring in this income and attract all these fans. Without the players, we are nothing. But the way football is handling this, I think it's not giving enough attention to player safety. They are not doing that, and I don't know how CAF will handle that.
Okay, now, Martin, do you, in your view, would you rather say maybe CAF should call off a CHAN tournament?
Now, Timothy giving me such a hard question. I don't know if anyone from CAF is listening in, but in my opinion, I think the tournament would not go on. I would cancel it if I had absolute powers. I would
Jeremiah,
Yeah.
put the tournament.
put yourself in the
on.
position of Ahmed, the CAF president.
yeah.
Would you call off this tournament at this point of time with all that is happening?
With how the cases are proceeding in Africa, I wouldn't call it off.
Okay?
Yeah, I would let it go on.
You'd okay for the tournament to go on?
And
Yeah.
remember, if you had such powers to make such a decision, you would be. It would be a must for you to attend all those games.
Yeah, and I would.
And get into contact with all those people.
Yeah. But of course, that's what we had for you locally here. We are going for a short commercial break, and when we get back, we shall head straight away to European football. We shall be getting back with the Champions League. We shall talk about team PSG that were able to overturn the 2-1 deficit at the expense of Borussia Dortmund, and of course the Merseyside team Liverpool that walked alone last night. Don't go away.
Are you an S4, S6 package, or you want to upgrade with any course? Look no further. At World Cup Journalism, Mass Communication and Business Studies, we only have market-oriented courses like radio and TV presentation, filmmaking, DJing, journalism and mass media hands-on training, public relations, information and communication technology, business administration, and many more at diploma and certificate level. Remember, the first 20 students register will get bursaries. Come and register in our January-February intake, or for more information, call 0757-260-885 or 0772-421-324. UMCAT School of Journalism and Mass Communication, professionalism for
better voice
development.
than all of us. so they can voice it.
Juma can do all that for us.
Maybe June. Oh, you want the spiced one?
Not for Martin.
Oh, nice sound. Tears in the eyes of Liverpool fans.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. We are still, of course, you're still tuned into Sports Talk Arena here on UMCAT FM, airing at 90.7. Jeremiah,
Yeah.
yesterday we saw a couple of first round results being overturned, starting with PSG. The previous week they traveled to Dortmund
Yeah.
and they went down by 2-1. Curtis of Haaland, and the return leg was played yesterday, and the were able to overturn this deficit by, of course, 2-1. What do you make of the PSG's rally back to return, of course, to overturn this, despite playing it behind closed doors?
Yeah, first of all, kudos to me on
your prediction.
I predicted a 2-0 on Tuesday, but about that match, we were looking for that one guy, Brendan Haaland, because he has been on good form. Yeah, but yesterday it wasn't a good game for him, though it was a good game for Thorgan Hazard. But above all, Neymar outshone them. Neymar was really the difference. Of the two past tournaments of the Champions League, by the way, Neymar hasn't been playing this stage. It would reach like around January and he would get injured. But
so it's the first time that he has reached
the knockout stage.
It's the first time since he joined PSG. With a few cases that were scaring us in there of Kylian Mbappe, but it was confirmed that he was okay and he came in on as a substitute. But it was a good, wonderful header by Neymar that first took the Dortmund defense by shock. Then later, a one goal that looked like one which was not intended from one Bernat that finished everything off.
Martin.
Yeah.
Do you see PSG this time going beyond this, maybe to the final, clinching the title? Because over and over we have seen PSG stop at this stage. Actually, around quarterfinals, that's why they have been stopping. Round of 16 quarterfinals, and their journey is done. Yes. Do you see them this time making it all the way to the final and maybe clinching the title of Europe?
I don't know. I may not confirm to that. It will not entirely, but it will partly depend on the opponent they will have to face. And another thing is, PSG have been spending money on all these, some of which I can't say world-class players. But Neymar, I think for the first time, Neymar did what he was signed to do. You look back and try to remember his goals that were scored with his head. Maybe taking off some bit of that hair made his head performance better.
Cleared off
the hair. But I think this time their signings were on point. That midfielder from that Premier League side who is the Senegalese midfielder.
Idrissa
Gana Gueye is working for them quite well. They had a bunch of average midfielders, I can't say. Yes,
they released the likes of Matuidi. They were laid off the likes of Rabiot, who all went to Juventus.
I think they're all world class.
I don't know why they released these people.
Another reason I would give
maybe
them a
they were world
chance.
class to the previous coach, not to Thomas Tuchel.
And another reason I would give them a chance to go through is that they have a man who has won 3 gold medals for the Champions League.
That is
he has a hat-trick of Champions League titles.
Yeah, Keylor Navas in goal.
Keylor Navas.
Yeah.
Now he's quite undermined, but honestly speaking, he's one of the best goalkeepers.
Yeah, he's so underrated.
You might not say no, but in this tournament, he's one of the best goalkeepers.
Yeah, and yesterday he came out with around 2 super saves.
Very decisive.
Yeah.
Okay. Putting that aside, of course, the other game that we had, we saw team Atletico Madrid come to England, play the game that they usually play, relaxed game, they don't rush. Liverpool comes crashing, takes a 2-0 lead. And then before you realize, full 90 minutes, Atletico Madrid was walking all the way to the semi-finals, leaving Liverpool to walk back alone home.
How I wish my brother Juma was right here.
Yeah, actually, Juma was talking to Emma, and Emma was like, trust me, tomorrow might not be a good day for you. I think it's because of the defeat that Juma has not reported yet today.
Juma is sick, someone check on him.
So, but what do you make of the elimination of Liverpool? We have already seen them go out of the FA Cup. We have seen them already out of now Champions League football. Now we are left with the Premier League.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I can talk about yesterday's match, first and foremost, it was tactics down there from. There were good tactics down there from.
Diego Simeone.
Yeah, Diego Simeone. To take off.
Costa.
Yeah, Costa, who was also not happy with taking him off, because he thought he was so familiar with the Liverpool side, but. Marcos Llorente, the young boy from Real Madrid, who looked like a reject in Real Madrid, he was sold off for around, I think it was 40 million euros. He made the difference yesterday.
Came off and provided assets.
No, he scored those 2 goals in there. I saw as if he had already studied. He had already studied Adrian, that Adrian could not fall down that left hand corner, and he just put everything there. He was dismantling the what?
Team Liverpool.
Yeah, Team Liverpool's defense. And by the way, you guys, have you taken time to see how Virgil van Dijk is?
Actually, I was coming that. What has happened to Van Dijk? Ever since the Pepe issue, it's like he has contracted the virus.
Pepe issue, I would say it was too far, but the way he has been playing since he played on Watford, during the Watford game, he has not been looking really good, and the same mistake he made on the Watford game during the first goal of Nabil Sa is the same mistake he made. Following 2 defenders, he was the 3rd defender right behind him there. He was following them. From nowhere, a ball came, and the young man assisted.
So are we getting stories?
João Felix.
Goliath and was it David? With Van Dijk and João Felix.
It was tactics in there, because while Diego Simeone took off Diego Costa, he pushed João Felix in front, and he pulled Marcos Llorente behind him. So it was a switch of tactics in there that took the whole Liverpool defense berserk, and boom, 2 goals in there.
Full time
it was 2-3. It was 1-0, and extra time in there 3-2. With Liverpool, let me tell you one thing. When you tie down Andrew Robertson, who I think had a good game yesterday, though he missed a couple of chances, like 2, with 1 hitting the crossbar. If you tie down Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool is done. And Firmino, if Firmino doesn't turn up for the party, it's worse. So yesterday things were not going on so well. You could see Liverpool trying to play the good football they always play, but everything was not coming out. But anyway, it was time, I think. It was time, and they are out. As we talk right now, there is nothing we can bring back, and they are out. The champions
Martin,
are out.
What do you make of the defeat of Liverpool and their exit from the Champions League? Is it because is it the time has come for Liverpool to start struggling in the Premier League? We have seen them from the Watford game. They have not been Liverpool.
Actually, if you're looking for the right statement to use, there is this: football bloody hell. Liverpool's season has taken quite a sharp twist, maybe to the negatives, because a month back we were discussing them winning the league unbeaten and maybe chasing a possible treble. But right now, they have dropped out in an FA Cup, so maybe the home double or treble would be hard for them, or actually impossible. But
it is now possible, even if God came back, maybe. But of course, they are putting.
But the scenes in this game reminded me of that 2013 Europa League it was the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Again, when Atletico took out Liverpool
Yeah.
in the dying minutes.
Yeah.
So I think Liverpool have failed to come back from this Watford game. It's disturbing. This is what you get when you have a lot of pressure. And I think it's also getting hard for Jurgen Klopp to motivate his players.
Yes, of course. Putting aside Liverpool, they packed their dream of the treble has been put to an end. Now today we of course talk about the European football. Quickly running out through the fixtures, we have Europa League games here. I want your quick prediction. Lask of Austria will be hosting team Manchester United. Prediction, Martin?
I think Manchester United will win to
Jeremiah?
Manchester United all the way with Bruno Fernandes in there and Odion.
Okay, of course, Eintracht Frankfurt will be taking on FC Basel of Switzerland. Jeremiah?
Kamada on form. Eintracht Frankfurt all the way.
I just think Frankfurt will win this.
Okay, Wolfsburg taking on Shakhtar Donetsk, all from Ukraine.
Shakhtar.
Wolfsburg at home.
No, I predicted draw.
A draw? Germany?
A tough one either, but a draw. I would go with draw.
Olympiacos, finally, of course, Olympiacos of Greece will be hosting team Wolverhampton Wanderers.
A high-scoring game. I won't go for final results.
You can't underestimate Olympiacos. They
I think goals will be flying.
They gave hard time to likes of Arsenal.
Yeah, for the moment we are not even sure if that game will take place because there are claims of coronavirus virus in there, and
of course the club president.
Yeah, the club president and Wolverhampton, they have been complaining and they would like to pull it off. And but if a game is to go on, I would see a high scoring game in there, but I would give it to Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton.
Martin?
I already mentioned my comments about this game.
Martin. And of course, that's what we had for you today here on Sports Talk Arena. But as we sign out, gentlemen, your final remarks. Starting with you, Martin.
I just want to urge everyone to take care of themselves.
Yes, and to the Liverpool fans.
You can join Barcelona.
Okay. That has been for Martin. And of course, Jeremiah, your final remark as you sign out.
If a match of Wolverhampton and Olympiacos is to take place, please guys, don't look further. Watch Adama Traore in there and don't take your eye off him, because I think he will be the key man for Wolverhampton right today. But thank you for listening to we, because we're 3 in here, and we look forward to giving you more. You can catch us even tomorrow here at the same time. You can also reach me at my Twitter handle if you would like to get me in there. It's at Mugalu Jeremy. Then Facebook at Mugalu Jeremy.
Yes. Thank you so much, our dear listener, for tuning in to the Sports Talk Arena. Remember, you can join the conversation. Join us on Facebook, of course. Join us on Facebook at Umkat Radio, of course. On YouTube at Umkat Radio. On Twitter, join us at hashtag Sports Talk Arena. See you tomorrow. Catch you here at the same time. For now, bye-bye.